Okay, here is the pre-lab report, or the pre-lab instructions for our next lab, which is determining gravity on an incline. As you can see, our setup here looks a little bit different than it had the last time. We still have the calculator set up, but instead of using a calculator, we're going to use the Palm Pilot this time, so I'm going to give you a little instruction on that. There's your motion detector, and just like last time, there's your car and ramp. You'll notice that it started here with just one book. That will get stepped up. So if we show you one time here, then I think that'll be enough. Then you're just going to simply add more books to the puzzle and measure your angles, etc. So I'm not going to show you that stuff. That's the easy stuff. What I will show you, though, is the operation of the Palm Pilot, which is this guy right here. Got these last year. Becomes a great tool for us to be able to use in the world of this lab stuff. So this little guy here, that's your Palm Pilot pen, which will be sitting out. It's much easier to use than your fingers, unless you've got really skinny fingers, but even then it's still easier to use. So you want to turn the palm on right up here at the top, and there you go. You'll see the screen looks as such. We want to do the Data Pro program, and you'll see it's loading Vernier Data Pro. Voila. And it'll tell you the version and the lab OS, and that's good. That means everything's connected correctly, and we should have it all set up for you. And now you can see that it's recording the distance. And it's generally, and I think we should be able to have this set up for you as well, be set up and ready to go, so that when we're ready to do this, we can just hit start. Like last time, I'm going to have my trusty assistant Jordan help me out with this, but I do need to move my motion detector first. So I'll give that to Jordan and have him put that motion detector, and it's going to be set up just like we had it last time, right at the top of the ramp. You'll take the measurements, and you can do that when you get started or when you're done. Either way is fine, but you do want to make sure you have that motion detector. Now you can see that the reading of that motion detector has changed to 7.8, and it's updating much faster than it would on the calculator, which is okay. Again, like last time, we got to be sure to have that motion detector pointed downward. You don't want it to be pointed up in the air, but we do want it to be pointed downward. Okay, now Jordan's going to put the car on the ramp, and you'll notice that the distance changed. You can see there it's at about 1/4 of a meter. He needs to move it out just a bit, and right there is probably good. I think the instructions say farther than 0.4 meters away. Now all I'm going to do is simply hit the start button with my little pin. So here we go, and just like before, when you hear it beeping and things like that, that's your signal to go. And the car is moving much slower, and that was a bad run for us, so we're going to try this again. You'll see, though, that it's retrieving data, and there it gives you the motion. Now, it looks like it went far and long and fast, but really, our distance versus time graph shows that it didn't travel very far over the amount of time we had. And we can adjust scales and things like that. But here you can see the starting distance was about 0.4 meters away. The ending distance is 1. So really it didn't end up traveling very far. Now, if we don't like this graph, we can hit start once again. So it's just as easy as that. You don't have to go back anywhere. We just hit start again. And now we're ready again, and it's moving, and you can see it. You can't probably see it on your graph, but it is moving, and it didn't move very far. That's as far as it went. It started up here a little ways, moved down there, but you've only got one book underneath it. Here's your data this time, and now we see a little bit more movement, and it's a very solid graph. So that's our distance graph, which is great. That shows our distance versus our time, which is good, but we're actually a little more concerned about our velocity. So to change graphs to go to velocity, you click on distance on the left side. And now you can see you have all kinds of choices. The choice we want is the third one, the middle one, velocity, in meters per second. Now, aha, you can see the velocity versus time, which helps us get our acceleration. From this point, this is where you will start to work on selecting your range. And I'll cover that in my next video.